Hello, hello, visionary entrepreneurs, life changers. How are you? Welcome back to our Momentum Monday. Yay! I know that in the US today is our Memorial holiday. So happy Memorial Day, everybody. And for our international friends here, it's like a happy Monday. Okay, we are coming back. No matter what kind of holidays, we're coming back on the Momentum Monday. Now today is already our 122nd episode. Super proud of ourselves, right? We're already come on to this point. And today our topic is about why do you need your brand vision board? Yeah, this is a new topic, by the way. We've been talking about previously about the vision board, right? Many times about your dreams, about your vision board. And this time we're going to the next level of like brand vision board. And actually I got this inspiration from my daughter, and I wanted her, she's learning arts and doing all this kind of designing thing, painting thing, right? I was amazed. I want her to support me. I said, please help me design, because for fun, she and her friends is designing something for like some online celebrity stuff. I think, oh, they have enough marketing already, right? I need your help. So I asked my daughter, so could you please create some like interesting images, or like a, let's say, like I'm doing YouTube videos, right? I want some like thumbnails and different, like just some pictures. So she said, oh, why don't you create like a brand vision board for me so I could create something? And so she is guiding me what to create. It was interesting because I heard about the vision board, right? I also heard about many times about the branding, but it's the first time somebody told me it's like a brand vision board. I said, okay. So I had no clue initially. So I told her, tell me what to bring into that vision board, because I'm a master of vision board. I've created many versions of vision board. I taught other coaches and clients about creating their vision board, right? But brand vision board, I was still thinking, what should we put there? So she gave me some brief guidance, and I started create it. And she was not fully like satisfied. So, oh, you can add these components and not another components. So I said, oh my God, my daughter should be that a branding coach, right? Anyway, so I started to explore more and did some online research as well. And at the same time, I just fully enjoy this kind of even though I'm super busy, I know I need to put more time on that. But now it's like go to next level, because I've been teaching about creating your life and a business vision board, right? And we will talk a little bit more about that later. And in that, we actually teach all this kind of like in and outs, and the visions, and all the different formats of vision board, and the essences, and to the strategies, and also the tactics, right? How to create that. So I know I created like at least 7 formats of vision board, and I have one, the colorful one, right beside me, the lovely one, and this is like my ultimate vision board. I help people to create their ultimate one. And it's like I started my first vision board is the 2012. I created my first version, and since then I evolved. As you grow, your vision will grow, right? And your vision board will expand. But then since 2020, I think 2020, I created this version, and then every year, this is like my ultimate vision board. Every year I just add a little bit, like maybe like if one vision is fulfilled, I replace that to a next level picture. But those categories is already relatively stable, and some of those ones I know I need thousands of years to really fulfill them. I add some more like details, like for example, like from the picture I add some more specifics to clarify it and make that vision board more like both with that goals and also with that vision, both together. And then that's like my ultimate versions. Every day reminding me that what I'm here for. So that's super cool. Okay, vision board is definitely a great tool for you to. I know some people maybe they are more like a goals kind of people. They want to set up goals, or this whole year, for example, New Year let's say resolution, right? That's not like a good words to use anymore. Not people so into resolution. Because so many of them could not stick to it, and every year maybe keeps changing. So many people maybe like that, write down or your goals, what is that? But I know majority of people like me, right? We are a visual person. We love to see because every day if you are like a dreamer and also doers, the dreamers will also have that kind of visions in your dreams and visions in your mind. I would call that in your mind eyes, right? Sometimes you can see it. And the secret for fulfilling it, for success, is really every day visualize your dream and your vision, visualize it and get more into the details, get into more like kind of feeling you've already like fulfilled it. Okay, that's a key, that's a secret for law of attraction, to really get things into you. It's like a, not just a desire, right? You need to have a desire, but at the same time you need a visualization every day, vividly visualize yourself is already in that fulfillment, in already realize that dream, and that will really get the energy to the highest frequency and attract things to you. Okay, so but does not mean that you do not need to do things. Okay, this is definitely like you need a guidance, but you need to do things. You need to be both dreamers and also doer. So now from the vision board, let's get back to our brand vision board, right? So what should be, this is a little bit different from our, it's quite different actually, I would say. It's quite different from our vision board for our life or for our business. But this brand vision board is more focusing on what's your brand, how your brand would look and feel like, right? Both of the like vision board and also brand vision board, they similarly like they have they are visionary, right? It's just like they have pictures to show you. But a brand vision board will focus on, for example, what's your, you need to like, first let me talk about the why, okay? Then let me talk about the components. So why you need a vision board, okay? So for example, for our visionary entrepreneurs, we have big visions, right? We have big dreams. We really do not want to make it just like a vague in our mind, right? And every day was, oh, I have this and that, just like randomly thinking about that, right? And then your path is not clear. Like we mentioned before, like the vision is the blueprint. God gave you that blueprint, and also it's your life path. And if you put that on your, like my vision board, now I see that almost like a timeline. I know where is my next step to go, where is my ultimate fulfillment. So it's a definitely, if you have a dreams and a vision, you want to put on a vision board to guide you every day and to help you to fulfill more, like even faster, right? Even though like I know some vision will need many years to fulfill, but at least it'll make you every day aligned with it. This is super important, okay? Alignment every day, and it give you guidance, give you like a North Star, give you the path. Super important. If you do not have a GPS, right? For example, if I go anywhere, my favorite tool is my cell phone's GPS. And so I used to be afraid of driving, but then with the GPS, I'm much more confident because I know where to go, right? And now I'm quite a good driver, and I'm so confident about following the GPS to go to my destination. So I'm not afraid of exploring new places. So super important, okay, the GPS. And then similarly, your vision board is like a path, like a GPS path to tell you where is the next one to go, right? So you will not get lost on this great, and let's say, exploration and pursuit of your dreams, right? Your life's ultimate fulfillment. So super important. And now, then why do you need a brand vision board? So after I had this kind of interaction and work with my daughter, I realized that, yes, I did not realize that for our entrepreneurs, for our business owners, right, the brand vision board is as important as our like life and business, our big vision board, right? So I should need, yeah, so I call that just your purposeful vision board, maybe we can say that. And then your brand vision board, focus on your brand. Why do we need that? And now I realized more and more, my daughter and many other entrepreneurs gave me the feedback that you could be more successful if you have a more outstanding brand. And they said, oh, your content is great, your this and that is great, what you're teaching is great. But my daughter gave me very honest feedback. She said, for example, those things, whatever I created, she said, that's too old school or whatever, that's not good, or your thumbnail should be improved, and there's image or whatever. She will say, sucks. She will give me very honest feedback, okay? She would not mind if she heard my feeling, but I'm okay. I'm a strong mom. And she would say, oh, this picture is not good. Oh, that is old school. No wonder you're not successful, like in her opinion, right? So, oh, I say, okay, that hurts. Okay, that hurts. And I need that also realize that I need, even like a 15-year-old can give me that honest feedback. I definitely need more improvement, right? So I said, okay, I was quite humble. I said, okay, please help me. And I will do what you guide me to do, okay? Okay, so she's like in a major of arts, so she's much better, right? All this kind of arts designing things. So I asked her to give me feedback. So for the branding, why we need a brand? I just realized that now recently I've been learning more and more because I'm doing more and more YouTube videos every day. I'm doing videos. Initially, for example, some of those my daily abundance reading video, the thumbnail, I just making it very simple. And later I realized I need to add, for example, my logo, right? For this abundance reading, separate logo. And then I created that logo for my like Spring Zheng Abundance. That's my name logo, right? And then I also put like a day, every day to track, so people will not get lost. And further on, I improved my thumbnail, the photo, okay, for this video. The thumbnail photo, I added the like the keywords of what I'm talking about, right? Because I'm doing every day. Now it's already 140. Today is 149. 149 every day, okay, since the day one of 2023. So every day I've been reading. Initially, I just did not pay much attention about the thumbnail, right? But then that's not increasing any viewers, right? So now I realized for my thumbnail, I need to improve. So I added the title with the keywords and with my logo and with the day tracking. So now it's much clearer, okay, I now review it from my YouTube channel, my Abundance YouTube channel. Make sure that you will subscribe. I will later maybe share a link there. And or if you can check my profile, you can see our daily reading track. You can see those videos and get there. You can subscribe and follow our daily, not just reading, okay, it's definitely not just reading. It's like reading the best mentors book, and also at the same time we do practice inspiration, and it's like a free coaching, okay. There's definitely great content there. And but I definitely need to improve my branding, so that's part of improvement. And I need to do more other like a SEO thing, like a for the searching, for the friend searching, like tags, keywords and description, the title, everything. And so the branding thing, why it's super important. This is definitely your personality. I've been learning about researching about my top, for example, my favorite mentors, my role models, for example, Tony Robbins, let's say Oprah Winfrey, and then like Adam and A, and the top, those top ones. I have a few other top ones. I often observe. You need to be a good observer. Okay, observe your best mentors and successful role models, how they are doing their branding, their marketing, because they have a huge team, right? So of course you cannot directly like compete or whatever, but you can get a great idea how they are. And at the same time, you can observe their marketing is also evolving as well. I know, like for example, Adam and A, he's like he's become more and more famous recent years because he's doing a lot of like YouTube interviews, right? Put on his YouTube channel and a podcast. He's calling podcast, and I saw that his thumbnails is improving as well. And even Tony Robbins could not now compare with his Tony Robbins is a little bit like old school, but it's also like good marketing as well. And he's already built up his marketing impact for 45 years, so he definitely had some like a pioneer advantage. Okay, so like earlier explorers and pioneers advantage. And so and Oprah Winfrey as well. And Oprah Winfrey own right? Remember the Oprah Winfrey networks? She has quite multiple different branding stuff going on because she's highlighting other like celebrities or like you can say influencers branding on her channels. So it's like a network, so she's providing other platforms to highlight different ones. So there's those like styles quite different, but you can also learn, get inspired. So I'm just giving you some examples, like you need to figure out your own style, because if you go to, for example, YouTube, there are so many different influencers, but the great thing is everyone get their own unique style. So this is a perfect opportunity when you create your brand vision board. You can have your own like both. It's like we mentioned, it will be your vision guidance, right? It's like could help you to clarify your vision. and what is your vision, especially for example, I shoot on my for this live event, right? I create that how do you call that, a poster, the picture, on the picture there is like all these logo things, right? You can see all those like famous ones. Let me get to that picture, let me refer to that so you will not get lost what I'm talking about. Let me see here. So I remember there are, for example, Facebook, there are IBM, there are Coca-Cola, there are like McDonald's, there are Starbucks. By the way, I love Starbucks. That kind of the goddess, like a sea goddess, right? It's beautiful. And all this kind of Tesla, yeah, Tesla's it's also like on all those Tesla's cars, right? You can see those logo. So all these ones, if you create a great logo and then you create a great values and a good brand, and brand matches with the value, okay? When you create these matches and people remember it. For example, everybody, if they say far away from that, like let's say Facebook or Tesla or McDonald's, right, or Starbucks, it's so easy for them to recognize that, and so easy. And Apple, I think in that one I'm not seeing Apple, but Apple is also a big brand. When you say that big Apple, right, and bite one, somebody bite a big bite, right? So you can see all these kind of great famous logos, and of course they need a great value to support those brand. But it's and also means like they have a great branding that's very easy and very recognizable for people to see it. So it's very important. This is also like the vision, for you to have a vision guide. The vision board, the brand vision board will show yourself, help you to get a clarity where you are going, what would be your branding, okay? And then, for example, I created my logo. It's like a moon, a golden moon, and with my name, Spring Zheng, and abundance there. So that's my sample logo, black and gold. Actually, it's not my most ideal, but color. But I just my favorite color, by the way, is white. But use just white is not very easy to get a logo, right? So, but so far that one I still like it very much. But anyway, you always have a space to evolve, right? So I'm definitely improve more and more later. But at least now I just feel like with the logo, you get both your vision and also you get your personality. That's super important, okay? With a brand, with your brand vision board, you can design, you can express your personality. For example, I could type here what represents your personality. For example, the color, the font, what else? Color, fonts, images, right? What do you like? And the meaning, that's super important, meanings. And for example, I gave my daughter partial of my vision board. I'm still improve it. And with my what abundance, for example, means to me, and what do I do? For example, niche. What the niche you are in? I'm doing the niche. For example, I empower visionary entrepreneurs, life changers like you, and to step up for your call and stand out as confident expert and thought leader in your ideal niche. To attract more dream clients, right? To launch your ultimate success and make a greater impact. So that's what I do. That's my niche. So you need that put on your vision board a clear, you could see a niche or your mission statement, and what's your vision and the mission, okay? So put there what's the vision or mission of your business, because branding is about your business, okay? And for example, for me it's like abundance, meaning, different layers of meaning, and to let both you and your marketing staff to know what this what your personality preference is, right? What else? Let me see. Color, fonts, image, meaning, niche, vision, mission, and okay, here is like your headline, for example, headline, and both your headline and the content will look like, okay? You need to give that some like examples there. What's headlines, font, what's like a character or title would be like, and the content will be like what, okay? And the font and the color, everything. And you put some images to improve, to express it. And for example, I got some screenshots from my mentors, for example, their YouTube channel, and get that feelings of what they look like. This could be reference, okay, as just a role models. Let's say role model. Okay, that's the next one. What should be on your vision board? Okay, so your favorite. Who are your favorite market and audience? What's their, let's say, market? What's their like? Okay, what do they like the most? And from your observation, right? I have, for example, in my group, I have abundant entrepreneurs. Different people are sharing, so you observe other people sharing. Those who are visionary entrepreneurs, what do they like, right? And you understand your audience preference, and at the same time represent your personality, all this creativity there, okay? And then your favorite mentors, role models, their examples, okay? Their examples or their screenshots, okay? You can model them, okay? Just like a ClickFunnels way, you can model them, but do not initially. If you have not get your clear brand vision, you could model your favorite role model like Tony Robbins or Oprah Winfrey. That's mine, right? How about yours? Model yours, and then eventually you want to develop your personality, your unique touch on it. You do not want to be a copycat. You do not just want to repeat your mentors or your role models way, right? Every one of us, we want to explore and work our own way, and that's a brand meaning. You need your own branding, and the brand is totally your personality. And so, for example, I have my, let's say, I have my hobbies, let's say hobbies and interests, and also the values, the core values, okay? Let's put it here, the meaning and the core values. For example, I love nature. I definitely want all the nature components in my image, in my branding. For example, I love like a blue sky. I love just the green trees, the flowers, all this kind of rainbows, right? And the birds, especially. I love birds. I could say that it's like my spirit token. How do you call that? I should give them some name. A spiritual token or spirit symbol, something like that. Okay. So to me, it's birds. Why I love birds? Very interesting. My name has my original Chinese name is Yan. Yan is that black. It's called in English. It's called swallow. I don't know why it's called swallow. It's just like, oh, it's not a very beautiful name in English, but the Yan in Chinese is beautiful. And a small black bird with that scissor-like tail, right? I believe you will know what kind of bird is that. So, and it's very popular in my hometown. And my parents, how genius they are, they just gave me that popular name of a bird. But then more and more I love birds because I love freedom. And birds with the wings, right, is definitely a token, a spirit token for me. That's a freedom for me. Okay, so that's why sometimes when I designing, and for example, birds, winds, oh, definitely lights. Okay, let me put there, light. I love every image of mine has some kind of a light because I'm a person with a pursue abundance, right? Abundance. The sun, okay, then put it here. The sun is a token for me. It's abundance. Okay, so that's why many times in my images you could see different like kinds of lights from different angles. It's always there's the nights, right? Nights brighten our world. The nights also is like a enlightenment. It's also wisdom, and that's my token. You can see that the spiritual. I could the spirit token or symbols. I put like a spirit. It's multiple. It could be like for me, it's like a birds, light, the sun, and wind, and flow, some type of a flow. You see that? Okay. So those are expressing my and a freedom there. Just a feeling, okay? Give a freedom feeling. That's my spirit token. So you see now your personality. There are so many components from color, font, images, meanings, core values, and niche, vision, mission, headlines, content look like, and hobbies, your interest, your spirit token. Okay, see, that's a quite comprehensive description about your personality to describe that. Okay, so and why? Further, here's still why, right? Why do you need a brand vision board? Further, It's like you need to understand your favorite audience market, right? This your brand. Then based on that, you build your brand will connect better. You see, I'm where I'm teaching, I'm also learning. Okay, build better connection, and that branding should build a connection, because fundamentally, all the business is hard connection, hard connected services. Okay, that's the essence of any of a kind of a business. No matter what kind of business you are in. Okay, we are all doing this kind of a. Some people say we're doing relationship business. You can see that it's like a relationship business, and sometimes we call like a heart connected services. Okay, it's all about our contribution, about our services. In Tony Robbins' way, it's like your growth and then your contribution. I love that. That's the top two are humans' needs. Okay, so this is like a build the understanding of your favorite audience market, build that kind of connection. Okay, your brand will help that. And then later, I've already talked about your favorite role models, their examples, screenshots as a reference. Okay, as a model and a reference, because from those successful ones, you can see the trend, because they have a big budget, they hire those like marketing teams, right? Whatever they are doing means like some trend in the market, so that you will not miss it. Okay, so I could say market trend. Okay, so next one, and that's super important. Let me see how many let's see reasons I summarized. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I summarized 6 so far. Okay, your creativity. This super vision board is super creative space. It's fun. And by the way, I would put fun here. Creativity and fun, because creativity is fun, right? It's like enjoyment, entertainment in your life. I would say one of the most interesting part, in addition to, for example, I'm doing coaching. I love the coaching. And then the second part is the creativity part. I love to create all this kind of content and new topic and new like content and new images, all this kind of creative stuff. I love that. And that's why, and some other people say they will do this marketing stuff for me, the creative content or whatever. I say, oh, that's my favorite part. I will not give it to you. Okay, so, but you can definitely have a help, right? Like I'm asking my daughter to help me as well. I'm also getting some great tools, for example, Canva or PicMonkey, all those great tools to help me as well. So that's another reason. You want to have your creativity and fun to express through your business. Okay, the business should be fun. If you're not having fun, you're doing something wrong. That's a famous quote. Okay, so the next reason, it's also like I mentioned earlier, right? I'm using this to communicate with my daughter, and now she's just like I would pay her money. Really, she's half of my part-time marketing stuff, and become a part of my team like that. It's a guide to could be your branding and marketing stuff. It's a guide, so you will be stay on the same page. Okay, stay on the same page, and understanding. You need to let your team understand you. Okay, otherwise how could they do anything? And initially I say, oh, you can just create whatever you think is good, and she said, oh, I have no clue what do you like, right? Of course she can create what she likes, but maybe not necessarily what I like. Sometimes we do have that kind of argument. Oh, this should come change. This should. We don't, because we're two different generations. Even though we're mother and daughter, right? We could have a totally different opinions and preference. They are younger generation. Their preference is totally different from mine. And okay, I'm a little bit conservative. My daughter said, "Oh, you are conservative." I said, yes, I am conservative, and I'm proud of that because I come from China. I have all those traditional values, right? And very interesting. Last night we were watching the movie Fast X. It's super fast, right? All those kind of violence, and even though it's all those heroic, but I'm still telling them, okay, this kind of culture has some problem, and it's all this kind of superhero, and violent, and damages, all this kind of speed. I said, okay, that's too much. I get a little bit headache in the movie theater, even though I still enjoy the movie, right? So many special effects, kids loved it. But I say you cannot just everyday consume such kind of a content. This can mislead you guys, right? It's just like everyday living in those fantasies and those kind of deep touch. And my daughter said, oh, they're talking about the family, they're talking about some good values. I said, of course, that's very fundamental. It's good, it's great, they talked about those ones, but it's still quite fundamental. I want them to go deeper, right? They do not have all this kind of like a fancy, fast-moving stuff, too fast, and all this violence, and it's just like a super. Their focus is super stimulating your senses. But okay, that's another story. Okay, I do not want to give too much feedback about this kind of like movie, but a movie from another angle is also like a branding. Okay, their branding is like those fast, fancy, like extreme types of kind of a sense stimulation. At the same time, right, touch people's like a humanity part, like a family, friendship, let's say even spirit of faith, right, faith, all this kind of stuff. Good values. I'm happy they still combine that together, but it's just like the stimulation part is really too much, and it's not real, right? Everything is special effect. So I just want some balance to not overstimulate our next generations, and if somebody could get happy, right? My kids could be like good kids. They're Asian kids anyway. They still have our impact, influence of a conservation. But some other kids maybe get very extreme. They may get them too much stimulated. They may get into like violence type as well. So that's my concern about the culture. Anyway, that's another side. But I'll get back to our branding, brand vision board. It's really this now. It's a common like a communication tool, and this is like let me see, communication with your staff, with your team, and get to mutual understanding and stay on the same page, right? So that's my 6 reasons. I list those 6 reasons why you need a brand vision board. Okay, now get to how to create a brand vision board that will lift you up to stand out and fulfill. Okay, so first, actually, super important to get back to our earlier we mentioned about the vision board. Remember, vision board. Without a great vision board, how could you have a great brand vision board? Does that make sense to you? I hope that resonates with you, right? So vision board is definitely your foundation. You need to have a clear vision about what your life is about. What is the purpose there? What is your business about, right? And then, for example, we talk about business niche. It's not just like oh, this part will make money, or this part is popular. The niche is definitely your unique niche, your purposeful and profitable niche. Yeah, of course we want to make money, but at the same time you want to be the thing that's really aligned with your why, with your true values, with your core, right? With all this deep your identity, actually. Okay, everything is like aligned with your meaning on this earth, aligned with your ultimate fulfillment, okay, and the ultimate success that you define. Okay, you need that vision board first, and based on that, then it's much easier to develop your brand vision board. So actually, this Thursday, we will do a live workshop, the dreams and vision board, and now we're adding this brand vision board to it. It's like extra components to it. Okay, so you will get double value. You will get the guidance on create your vision board. I know some of you, quite some people did not create a vision board even once. Okay, some of you maybe created before, but as recently I coached some coaches, other coaches, like including leadership coaches, including like lifestyle coaches. I coached them to they already built up their vision board before, but I coached them to how to get to the next level, and they felt so valuable. So I believe that will definitely help you as well. So you need to create your vision board from the deep essence to create your ultimate vision board. Okay, even though you created before, but if you did not listen to my workshop, you did not get to that level, the ultimate depth level. Okay, so that's where we will help you to create your life vision board. And then next level is we will guide you to create your brand vision board, like we just mentioned, right? All those kind of how to get your personalities from different components, and also how to refer to your original vision board, like not original, I mean like the new vision board. Based on that, to create your brand vision board. Okay, so those components we just mentioned earlier, from personality angle, the color, font, image, the meaning, the core values, your niche, your vision, mission, your headline, your content, your hobbies, your interests, your spirit symbols, right? And the feeling, I would add that as well. The feeling. For example, I told my daughter, the feeling I want my images or my branding to give people is what? Is elegance, is abundance, and is purposeful. and it's natural, authentic. You can say authentic. Okay, so those ones are the feelings I want my brand to give to people. You see all those components. We will share with in further details to help you to create your brand vision board. Okay, so definitely this is an invitation for you to attend our Thursday live event. And by the way, for that workshop, because it's over 2 hours kind of workshop to create both your vision board and your brand vision board, and it's like we would appreciate that you would donate. Okay, I'm not giving that. The value is totally can be thousands of dollars. Okay, that value, because once you get your vision board and get your brand vision board, this will guide you to accelerate your success, and it's at least thousands of dollars of values. Okay, I coach my clients who paid me 5 figures to help them to create all this kind of a foundation, and also of course to help them launch a business as well. But this is definitely at least the minimum is thousands of dollars value, but we only encourage you to do the donation because we want to help more other non-profit. We showed that on our website. I will share it with that link. We helped some other non-profit organizations to bring this kind of workshop to their students, and we want you to support us to help more non-profit organizations, like to empower more, especially like women, girls, and those vulnerable people, to help them to create their vision board and get them to their lives, really empower them to fulfill their life. So like starting from just 30 bucks to like more, and it depends on whatever you want to donate, right? We encourage you to donate and then attend this to get a great value. Okay, so it's definitely, you get almost like it's like a no-brainer. Okay, you get all this bargain with just a dozens of bucks, or maybe if you are so kind to give $100 for this thousands of bucks of value of the content and also the teaching and the coaching. Okay, so that's for today's, and we are look forward. I will share the link quite soon in under my video, so that you are invited to our Thursday live workshop. We call the Dreams and Vision Board workshop. That's include both your life business vision board and also your brand vision board. Okay, so we're super excited, and I can't wait to implement all this kind of all this like previous mature and proven teaching and all these new components, new teaching together, and to show you the best way you can create your vision board and from life business and also your brand, to help you accelerate your fulfillment and success. Okay, everybody, make sure that you will check our comments in the link, and register to our workshop for this the live Thursday. We will look forward to seeing you inside. Okay, keep this momentum, enjoy today, and have a great impact in the world. See you soon. Bye bye.